y'all. I am a motioneer first class, Tim Howe, and we are gonna make this cool bounce thing today. If you would like to support me, please consider downloading one of my free fonts or purchasing one, even better. But otherwise, let's jump into precomping and letterforms. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and make a new composition, either here or here. Default settings are great for me. I usually like to name something like main. Just so I know which one's the big one, okay? I'm gonna come down here to the left here subtly and just change this to fit so I can see my whole screen. And let's go ahead and type a letter in. I wanna type my letter in the very middle, so I'm gonna come to this action title save thing here in the middle and make sure that action title save is selected. I'll grab whack T on the keyboard, which brings up my type settings. And I'll just click here at dead center and just type a letter in there. Okay, now the one I'm trying to make is based on something I think I've showed you already. So I'm going to go ahead and activate a font on Adobe Fonts for me called Omnis. But yeah, you guys, if you guys don't know how to activate that, go ahead and look up how to activate fonts. But yeah, I just need to find my font menu. I'm gonna go to Window, Character, and it looks like I shut it off. Oh, there it is. So wherever that needs to be, I'm just gonna type Omnis in. And I want something big and bold. Let's try black. Okay, I'm gonna increase the size of that. There's two ways to increase size, through scale or through the font size. That's way too big. How about 33. All right, or we can do it through scale over here, but that causes problems. So I usually like to keep my fonts at 100%, just to make it all work out. So let's add a stroke and a color to this. Let's see, I'm gonna bring my stroke settings up and add black to the stroke. And I'll bring this setting up and just add something. Let's try like a blue. And I might stick with my blue just for now because where I'm okay with you customizing, we're going to customize this thing plenty later, and you'll have time. Okay, let's increase that stroke size to maybe 2 points, or however you like it, maybe 3. And we want this fill to be over on the top of the stroke so it doesn't impede our beautiful letter form. Okay, so I am happy with that. And let's then jump into animating this beauty. All right, so I'm gonna grab whack P on the keyboard, and that should bring up the position keyframes. And I will start my keyframe here at the beginning. And I'm gonna move down, I don't know, let's try two seconds. And then I'm gonna make my move, right? So this thing's gonna go up. And actually down at the beginning, I think I want it to be starting at the bottom, let's say. Okay, so it's gonna go up to 2 seconds and then down. So at 4 seconds, I want it to be back where it started. So I'm gonna copy and paste this. And let's see, so now it's gonna go up and down, and that is awesome, but it's way too slow for me. So I'm gonna bring this back to 1 second, bring this to 2 seconds. And since I wanted this to repeat twice, let's go ahead and make our composition a little bit longer. I'm gonna go to composition, composition settings. There we go, and I'll bring this to 6 seconds, so that should give us 3 full loops on this. Bring this wider, and then I should be able to, let's just look at this. It's feeling better. I'm gonna add, before I copy paste, I'm gonna right click and give these some ease frames on them, so they feel a little more dynamic. Much better. Okay, and so now I'm gonna copy paste. I'm gonna come down here and paste one more time. That's Command V or Control V on your Mac or PC. And now I've got this nice looping letter. Okay, so next we want to learn the magic of precomping. So I'm going to go down to the bottom here, just select my M. I'm going to right click that M and come up to Precompose. Okay, you should be able to see that here, Precompose. And in this case, we'll call this letter animation, maybe, just so I know what's happening inside of here. And you'll see, if I were to now look at my position, you'll see actually all my keyframes are gone, magically gone. Well, that's scary, but it actually gives us a lot of power. So what's happened is I've wrapped this, and really if I had multiple layers, I would have wrapped a lot of them inside of this. And so when I double click on it, I can find that my keyframes are nice and safe inside of there. Well, why is that good? Well, it means that up here in the main level, if I jump back up to my main timeline, I can start to do things like duplicate these. So I'm going to duplicate this, I don't know, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This top copy is going to be my main one, my hero. So I'm just going to hit return and call this my hero so I don't get lost. And each one of these additional ones, I'm going to offset by, let's say, 2 frames. And so I'm just kind of dragging here. Now, be careful not to drag this, because this is actually cropping the layer. We don't want that. I'm actually moving the entire timeline, grabbing on the layer and physically moving it to the side, okay? And what is the result? Well, let me show you here when I finish. When I come back out and hit play, I have now 10 copies that are following 2 frames behind the original copy. And the beauty of that is I still have the control of all this. So if I did, for whatever reason, decide I wanted this to be slower, by the way, I'm holding Alt to be able to do what I just did. I can, right? Now that looks awful, but it's a lot easier than adjusting 10 different compositions for keyframes. Cool, so what else do we want? Well, we want this first one, this first letter for matching our reference to be nice and white, and each additional one to be a different color. So the first one's going to get a different treatment than the rest. So let's go ahead and select on that first one. And I need us to find our effects and presets. Now mine are probably hidden under this tab here. Yours might not be anywhere to be found, so go up to your window and find your effects and presets if you don't have those open. And this first one I need to be black and white, and just actually white in general, right? So I'll type in black and white, and you should see here that come up. And to apply an effect and preset, I just need to drag it onto a layer. You can do it this way, but it's a little imprecise, right? We just want to make sure it gets at the right place. So I would either recommend dragging it right onto the layer down here in the timeline, or just double clicking on it. And I didn't need to, so I'll get rid of that. All right, so let me look here. Yeah, I think with that black and white applied, up at the top corner, I do have all these different things. If you guys picked a different color than mine, you might have a different result. But I think I can just shift my blues, shift my blues until they are pure white. And now I have a pretty good result on that front letter. Okay, with that adjusted, I like that quite a bit better, but I'm not loving the thickness. That's another beauty behind these precomps, is I can come back in here. I can, was it 5, I believe. I can increase that to 7, and the thicknesses, I like that quite a bit better. When I come up top, all 10 have been updated with that thicker stroke. Awesome. Okay, so now let's customize each individual piece. And so let's say the next layer down, let's say I wanted to shift each color to be slightly different. So I'm going to come over again to my effects and presets up here, and I'm going to type in hue saturation this time. And I'm going to apply that to the second layer. Okay, and what I'll do here at the top left is just kind of shift this color until I'm happier with it. So kind of see it on the right hand side of your screen. Yeah, let's say I wanted I kind of like this kind of teal green. So that's what, a negative 30. And that gives me that second M is a little bit shifted, and I think you guys can see what I'll do from here, right? I can just, I can actually even just copy and paste this on to the next layer. I'll grab the name of it, hit copy or Command or Control C, go down to the next layer and hit paste, and then I can shift it again. What if it was negative 60 this time? It doesn't shift quite as much as I wanted. How about negative 90? I don't know if I'm liking the green, but shift it until you like it. I'm loving that kind of puke green a little bit better. Okay, and then again, I'll repeat the process. So copy and paste, and kind of shift this back around. Oh yeah, I like that kind of ketchup and mustard vibe. Okay, so for me, I'm gonna kind of repeat these over and over again. Sometimes I like to kind of color these things so I can just understand that each of these is a group of colors. If it helps you even better to just color them the color that they'll be, that makes a lot of sense too. But for me, I'm just lazy. Anyways, I'm just gonna repeat this. So I'm gonna copy this guy, and then these three get a paste. I'll go to the second layer, grab it, copy, and then the second version of each of these, this guy and this guy, gets a paste. And then finally, this guy will get a copy, and these other two will get the paste. And now I should have this really clown car looking stuff. Cool. Okay, so how do I get then from here to maybe a full word or something like that? Well, I'm going to go ahead and double click back into this composition. And I'm going to find my original letter M. You'll see it's not changed at all. In fact, the beauty of this is I could actually bring this keyframe this way, and I could bring this keyframe this way and make one of the world's greatest screensaver if I wanted to, right? So that's one of the promises of precomping as well. So anyways, but let's say I wanted to make a different word. So let's say I want to make the word jump or something, okay? So I'm going to make a few copies of this. In fact, let's move this one first. So if I wanted to move something out of the center, we can come down to where the position frames are, and if I just click the name of it, you'll see that it selects all my keyframes. And that allows me to make all these keyframes dark up top, and I can move them. So I'm going to hold Shift and move this over, and maybe we'll do the word bounce this time. Okay, so this first letter is going to be B for bounce, and then I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to find my position frames, and using the black arrow, I'll move over, and this can be an O, and I can duplicate, and I'll speed this up so you guys don't have to watch it, but you guys get the idea. Selecting, moving, and renaming. I didn't know if you noticed, but I was kind of kerning as I went, but I'm going to go ahead now here at the end and just grab all these, just make sure they're all kind of centered. And yeah, I probably could spend more time kerning, but I'm not gonna. Okay, so over here, again, I'm gonna offset these a little bit in time. So this may be 1, 2, 1, 2, and each of these get a subtle offset. Okay, and then I'm probably gonna pull these all the way open, just so they don't just pop into existence. They'll start kind of low and then come high. Okay, so when I come back up to my main composition here, let's see what the result is. Awesome. Okay, so by the power of precomping, we can do whatever we want and make whatever we want. And yeah, and then hopefully our lives will be better. Hey, I hope that helped with something. If you learned anything, please consider liking and subscribing. We'll check you next time.